everyone, my name's Kelsey Jones. I'm the executive editor at Search Engine Journal, and I'm joined here today with Matt Siltala. He is the president and founder of Avalaunch Media. Matt, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So one thing I thought would be interesting to talk about is kind of upcoming trends in visual and regular content for 2017.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of things that people have kind of heard about but haven't really put any, serious thought into. So the first thing that I think is going to be really popular, and you and I talked about it before this, was 360-degree photos. Can you talk a little bit about that and the possible uses?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be interesting to see how people do take advantage of it, because some of the stuff that I have seen people do is including in the 360s, elements of like infographics, for example. And so instead of getting your traditional infographic in a normal, and I don't want to say boring, because we still do these all the time, and they serve their purpose, but it just gives it a fun little twist, and it depends on where you're shooting and what you're doing with that 360 video as well. Obviously, there's lots of professionals, certain industries that could probably take advantage of those kind of videos a lot more. Some that I've seen do really well with them, like the real estate industry, the real estate agents and showing houses, and just for the showing the areas of where the houses are and things like that. I think it could be something that we're going to start seeing a lot more of.
Yeah, I saw a cruise line do it. So they did a 360-degree video of their ship, and it was awesome to be able to get a view of what you would be looking at when you're on vacation.
Well, it gives you that element of, you're not really, I guess, you don't know what to expect with some things or certain things like that, and it gives you like that perspective of as if you were really there, almost like virtual reality type stuff.
Yeah, it kind of feeds into that, which I think might be something that could be popular in the future too, as it gets more commonplace. A lot of virtual reality games, websites, experiences, videos, like that.
I mean, so many people that I know, even my wife included, and I made her promise me that she wouldn't, but she still did. Like with the Pokemon Go stuff.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I love Pokemon.
Things like that. And I don't think that it's going away. I think, just like you said, we're going to start seeing more and more of that kind of content served to us.
Yeah, exactly. What about content on smartwatches? So, you can get some apps on, the Apple Watch or whatever. Do you think that'll continue to blow up and be more common?
Yeah, I think as the technology becomes more adopted by people, you have to think about things like, the ads. I mean, that's content, but the kind of content that's going to be served up there, your images or again, if you're looking at updates or whatever it is that you're checking out on your smartphone, you have to be aware, be conscious of the size, the audience. And I think, again, as more and more people start to use these wearable devices, we're going to have to figure out the best ways to serve content to them.
Yeah, because I think right now it's kind of a novelty, and a lot of apps haven't really found the best way to be useful. They want to be there and be on the market, but a lot of times if you don't need it on your wrist, then it might not be useful to the customer.
Exactly, and I think a lot of us, right now, me included, I think a lot of us use these devices for, health tracking or, but the thing is, like, again, I know it's, like an airline ticket, but it is content,
True, yeah.
You're gonna start seeing more and more of that kind of stuff, and they've got it figured out. I mean, it loads quick, and so that's the kind of stuff that I'm thinking about, or that that I'm talking about. And if we can start thinking, about that kind of content that we want to serve, and basically what can we do in our industry that would work for that kind of content being consumed, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Think about the end user not necessarily being there first or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, one last thing I thought would be cool to ask you about is live streaming. So at Search Engine Journal, we've been doing some live streams with some of our SEO guide experts, and it's been really cool. And so how do you think that's going to grow, or how can businesses use live streaming?
many different uses. One of the ones that I like to think about a lot. There's a waffle truck that is in our area.
Yeah.
And I take advantage of them too much. But the thing is, they use all the different platforms that are out there. Facebook Live included, but obviously the Instagrams and the Periscopes, things like that. But one of the things with Facebook Live is they'll get on it and they'll show people like where they're at, and they'll have specific things to that audience, like come and let us know that you heard us on Facebook Live, and they give you specific codes to get money off on waffles and things like that. And so it's a great platform, and it's another way to get people again viewing your content, and I think we're going to start seeing more and more of it.
It kind of plays on the FOMO factor too.
Yes.
When something's live, you don't want to miss out.
Exactly.
Even though you can view the videos later, but
it's like there's been a lot of Facebook Live going on of like Scott's keynote, for example, earlier, or just different things at Pubcon going on.
Yeah.
And I've already had people replying to me and saying stuff like, exactly what you just said. I got bad FOMO today because of that. And you're right, people want to be there, and I think, you could take that to your advantage if you're a restaurant, or, again, certain industries it's going to work better, but, if you have certain events going on and you're doing giveaways or things like that, it's going to drive people to the business.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Matt, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Again, this is Matt Siltala and Kelsey Jones.
Hi, my name is Brent Satoris. I'm here with Search Engine Journal. I'm joined today by Gary Yesh, Chief of Sunshine and Happiness at Google. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
There's been a lot of discussion, I don't know, a lot of discussion, but there's been some decent discussion recent about Penguin.
I never heard about Penguins.
No. They've been running around here chasing you, so. Becoming more of a part of the everyday algorithm, the live algorithm.
Yeah.
And
Today's summit is the 3 takeaways.
Yes.
Structure.
Yes.
I'm leaving with way more.
I also like the single session format for conferences.
I agreed to be a speaker here because I think above all else, the quality of people who attend the meeting, something to be said about the fact that you can't just, hey, come. It's by invitation only.
What I've really liked about the speakers is that it's been very well-rounded.